You failed to slay us all. I live. I am at the gates, and not alone.
What is up, For Honor brothers and sisters? And we finally get to see the Varangian guard hero known as Katla. She's a Viking hero, and she's kind of like a BP clone. In a way, I would call her a BP variant. So she's the Vikings BP variant, and she's got a sprinkle of conch that's in there too. So what I like about her, she really shines. She's a support hero. You're going to love her feats. I think that's where she's really going to shine at. But you guys, I can't wait to pick her up. I go over here. Everything's broken down. You can click wherever you want to go, you know, to get to what you want to see. But the feats are awesome. The executions are nice. And my facial expressions tell it all. You know, you're going to watch along with me. As I see it, you're going to see it. And I was like, what? For some of the things that were going on. So hope you guys enjoy this. Y'all take it easy. Play some more For Honor. We only got a week left. Peace.
To the animation team just for the switching stance.
Yeah, it looks amazing, right?
We take a
feel
lot
the
of
weight
time
so
for the
much.
change stance, yes. Yeah.
Like I could do that for an hour. Alright. So here we
Stance
have
cool.
a heavy
Let's get it
hero.
moving.
So those we have a 2-hit chain, right?
2-hit chain.
So light heavy, 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 heavy light.
Light heavy, yeah.
Okay.
Etc. So first, let's go with the lights. We really wanted to do a superior block focus hero. So all of our lights have superior block. You can see the ones in chains as well. You'll see later whenever she has other lights, they will also have a superior block. That's just a theme that's going to be recurrent.
The lights are also enhanced. Great for off.
It kind of really fits with
I
the
like how
character
it
as a whole.
does seem weighty.
And then for
the
the
hits
heavy,
do seem weighty.
the heavy finishers are unblockable. So you can see like just wild swings. And if you notice,
It's like it pins.
the axe gets embedded into the opponent in what we call the Aesir state. When you embed the axe in the opponent, you can do a headbutt to just reset your chain.
Nice.
But they can dodge that headbutt, in which case you can guard break them. If they do dodge
'cause they
attack,
can
will
dodge
exit
it.
your guard break. So in this case, you can also just bait them to do it, parry or dodge or whatever.
Makes sense.
So I want to note that headbutt, for all
27
you
on the
frame
heavy.
checkers out there, is 400 milliseconds. It is fully unreactable. We've done tests with people that have borderline superhuman reactions, and they were not able to react to them at all. So that's great.
Nice.
It's a very, very potent mix-up.
Exactly. Of course, for the chains, you can also do the zone attack and get to the finisher.
Yeah, so zone into light as well. So like zone acts as a opener basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I guess we.
So zone
could
just
jump into
initiates
the
your chain
specials.
like a lot of other
First,
heroes.
let's look at that sprint attack. It's a top attack,
That's
so
pretty
it's kind
unique.
of quite unique. The dive in. You really feel
And I'm
the
sure
weight of
this
the weapon.
initiates too. You probably
Yeah.
can continue
Crashes down.
attacking.
And yeah. Of course, you can go to the chain.
Exactly. Right.
Yep.
Like we usually type it. So it's great.
Yeah.
You have dodge attacks as well.
So side dodge light, front dodge light. As
Like
you can see,
BP.
because they're light attacks, they have this spear block property. So like if you attack me in top heavy, for example, I can just
There you go. Wow. That's
Like
pretty good.
BP.
and then with that shield, people are pretty used to just having a bash opener. Same as other heroes in terms of timing. So this helps you to get into that chain, get a extra.
It's
weight
looking
to
like
And then that
Viking
opener
BP.
goes to that bash.
Yep.
That shield bash goes to your openers, right?
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
doesn't go to
exactly.
your second hit in your chain. So it does open up for chains where you get a chance to get a little bit deeper.
Exactly. It's kind of like a Ramusha, where it's just a temporary base one.
Mm-hmm.
You can cancel your attack recoveries into it as well. But of course, I can get guard broken.
Yeah, Viking BP is really
and,
looking
I
like
can
that,
get hit
guys.
in the recovery.
And gals,
so
of course.
it's just you're gonna get those moments where you can bait the dodge attack, for
Yeah.
example, go into your down stance. But you gotta be careful because you gotta time it. And then if we look at the follow-ups, so let's see. You have the heavy, which is unblockable.
Unblockable
There's something
and
special
confirmed.
here we can do in any stance. I think this is the first time we do that
Like
with
calm.
Yeah, it's the
down
first time that
stance.
we end up having like those type of follow-ups be You can pick your stance. It's very, very much the core of For Honor to be able to attack in a specific stance, choose where you're going. And this also adds like another layer of depth to this hero a little bit, where it's like, well, I can pick my stance. I can go in a situational manner where I have somebody on my left, somebody on my right. What am I going to do with it? And so like the other follow-ups are also interesting as well, right? So
yeah. So you got your top heavy for max damage, the side one if you want to hit someone on your side. You have the light attack. Of course, they have superior block as well.
Yeah.
And can chain. You have the zone attack. So that's if you have like multiple people around you, for example. And just get away from the option.
Good. You can do everything out of that.
You got the bash. That bash can wall splat.
So it's more like comp
so
than BP.
Of course, you can use it to ledge someone, but it can be
at least what you can do
just to
out of the full guard.
Top heavy for a little bit more damage. Now some of you may have noticed.
Conk's zone is unblockable. Hers isn't.
When I block GC, the animation on the other side is quite different than usual. That's a place where we decided, let's try something new, where whenever you block someone with this, you will bind them. Right?
Yeah.
So that causes some difference. One, it gives you more time to decide what you want to be doing after, because you have so many options.
Yeah, you can delay the follow-up like
quite
a bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, right? Because it gives you like a lot of control over when you're going to do stuff. It gives you a little bit more time to think, a little bit more time to look around what's going on around you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
It also means that if you block a trajectory,
that's good.
like let's say someone's attacking
Sucks if you
GC,
get
but I'm in the way of the trajectory and I downstance, I'm just going to interrupt
hero.
them. The attack will never reach GC.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know what? You have other heroes that can kind of like, babysit gang, what we call it. Like you stay on the sidelines, you hold your full block, and you just wait there. And then you kind of like hope to catch trajectories, and sometimes you do. They don't necessarily bounce. You get your follow-up, but it doesn't feel as good. So in this case, this is a big part of the support hero, right? So we want to be able to give her a way to very, very effectively counter those big, massive trajectories that we have in group fights. There's a mid-giant in the opposing team. No big deal. I'm going to get there. I'm going to tap down, block their big, big trajectories, be able to counter them, save my allies, save a lot of people. So that's really great. But that is also a big part of why it's timed, right? So we wanted to have like that skill-based aspect here, a little bit like we have with BP, where like you have to time things a little bit better. You can't just go and hold down. It doesn't last forever. So it really rewards skillful play, timing, understanding, knowing how fast attacks are, slow they are, how you're able to like manipulate the situation around you to really be able to vastly punish your opponents really, really well.
So when you parry someone at 1 HP, and then their friend attack you, and then you parry their friend, and you're like, I can't kill you now, you recovered. Well, let's fix that with this nonsense. So because we're pushing a bind on the opponent, the more people that you block, everyone will be binded by the knock of the shield. So then it kind of allows you to choose your target. That's something that other heroes don't have. Normally, if I block someone externally with a down stance, my follow-up is going to be on them. With Varangian, you can choose your target, and no matter who you block, you're always going to be able to hit whoever you blocked. And you can also, if someone tries to peel you, you can just attack the external as well, as we see in the video. And then you can see, because you can choose your target, we put a lot of effort into a new tech where she will detect where the hit is coming from, and as you see in the video right now, she will just play an animation accordingly while still looking at her target.
So there's a lot of animation in this system.
Yeah.
Because we had to really plan ahead on like every direction from the player that you're
that deters them from
fighting. But if it's coming there, but if somebody's coming on the other way,
really good
from
players
there,
are always
going
find
on
a
the
way
other
to work
side,
around
the
it.
shield's pretty big. Don't forget that.
It looks really interesting. Oh, we're gonna jump into feats. That's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about these feats.
Run the video. So the first feat is called Take Shelter. So this is part of her support kit. Whenever you land a superior block, you can see the little sphere going to the Valkyrie, and it heals her, but it doesn't heal Varangian.
It heals your teammates. This is about the support hero factor. So you really want other heroes around you too.
Keeping them healthy. Of course, it's quite a potent heal, so you're not healing yourself. That's kind of
Yeah, and there's no cooldown on it, and it triggers off of every super block, so your full block and as well your crushing counters when you're using your lights.
Exactly.
So it triggers off of all that. So that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
crushing counters.
Now, for the feat 2,
Nice.
because your feat 1 is not keeping you alive, we have MisterArdor, which is whenever you superior block an attack, you will gain a big defense buff for a short duration.
Nice.
That's kind
Defense
of like
buff, okay.
the Lawbringer.
On
feat
superior
3.
block.
Yeah, it's kind of like right to deflection, right? But,
Yeah,
but it's on superior block instead of being on pack.
Exactly. Just to make sure that whenever you're in those big team fights that you don't go down too fast. And now, to go back into the support, here's the Aesir Aura. So that one is every single time you land an unblockable heavy, you will pulse a AoE that will give a little attack buff to you and your friends.
Whoa.
So that really allows you
That's nice.
to get that Aesir bind with the heavy, and then you and your friend can kind of take advantage of it with the damage buff.
So
That's
all of
nice.
this kind
Look
of
how
plays
big that
into the
area
support
is,
and
too.
the defensive and tactical aspects that I talked about. That it's really great.
So y'all got to really be looking out
and then
for
we
your
got feat 4.
teammates here.
Yeah, and then feat 4, reclaim the land. So going back to fight the uncle. So as you see,
Wow.
it seems like it's a projectile from the sky, so that's kind of like a spear storm. It acts kind of like
it
a
is like a spear
catapult, so you
storm.
cannot do it indoor. So there's going to be a bunch of spears that fall into your enemy for damage, and then it's going to leave a Doom Banner, which is
Oh my
if people are
god.
familiar, it's
And the
the
Doom
Berserker
Banner.
feat 2, so it plants a banner, and then every enemy inside
like
of
that.
it is going to have lesser.
Because you know how you feel when you drop Zanhu's fire, and if you miss it, then it's like, okay, whatever. You know, you don't want to go in it, you'll burn. But with this one, if you miss it, you still at least got the debuff going on. I like that. I like that. Those are good feats. I love the unique feats. Those are good feats.
Max,
So
you
let's jump
should-
into the emotes.
Yes.
So we got the combat emotes here.
There you go. So we have all the emotes for her, representing herself. Like she rally people around her, like the Doom Banner,
okay,
exactly. Like it's a bit that, like the
Got your
banner that
throat.
comes in. You want to be with
flex
her
on
when you
'em.
fight.
Gotta have that.
Yeah, some also like fun emote because
Typical emotes, yeah.
Some other fun ones, yeah.
I mean we have She's so
You want to
so
recreate the trailer? You get all the emotes to recreate the trailer. That's super
yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly. It really showed the personality of the character itself, and of course, player customization. It's really fun to be the one that call out your ally. So
cool. It's a huge aspect of For Honor.
yeah,
You
it
gotta
is.
figure out which
It
one
is.
people are gonna spam.
Yeah, sometimes things don't
Always the one that people
don't
spam.
work as
yeah.
intended. So
Oh my gosh,
All right,
that's
so we're
gonna
gonna
be
have
the one
executions that'll be coming up.
Yes.
stretching out like
But
But
people.
she's got to
This-
finish
yeah.
stretching.
Yeah,
though.
she's
This
gotta
is
finish
super
stretching.
I,
impressive.
re- I really like this.
Yeah.
This
That's a
emote.
good one.
It's
It
like
looks
I mean,
you press
those
it, like,
weapons are heavy, so sometimes you just have to.
It also
stretch it out a
reminds
bit
you,
of it.
like when you game, you gotta stretch.
We're gonna
sometime,
see the
take a
victory
little
dance
Yeah.
a
bit
lot.
of
Yeah.
water.
Worked very well. Okay, off a little bit.
Execution.
Oh,
That's
here we
what
go.
they're
Amazing
so
here.
good.
This is
Yeah.
where the money's made
So
right
you
here.
really feel the heaviness of this fighter
Yeah.
in those executions.
And I love like how we kind of handled the shield with like
Yes.
kind of punching with the shield as
She
well.
really used it more like
Yeah.
as a defensive
Yeah.
tool, yes,
Mhm.
but also as
It's pointy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it has a dual like
Hmm.
she can use it as to protect, but also to attack.
Oh,
which
man.
is
And this is where also like the violent
beating it
Viking
into
part of
his
it
head.
comes into play, right? It's like
exactly what Stefan was saying in the beginning.
exactly right. So
Exactly.
she's more controlled in general in her fighting and stuff. But when you look at these executions, you see her
I give it a double thumbs up. Dang, that's dope. I'm loving it. I like a lot of things about this hero. It's like it's hard, I know, for them to make it completely its own, but it is gonna feel like its own, especially with those feats and how it works on the battlefield. Nothing really looks OP either. So they definitely did some thorough testing, as they always do.
But if you were to say, just maybe for new players here coming in, like wanting to start playing the Varangian Guard, what would be like maybe the closest character facsimile in the game right now?
Yeah, here we
just
go.
so they can get used to it.
It feels kind of a mix in between, I would say, like Warlord, surprisingly,
Surprising,
and Aramusha, in the sense that the down stance is temporary, like Aramusha, and you can do it after your
Gotcha.
recoveries. So
That's
you
true,
kind
it
of
is
get like
temporary.
kind of all of the heaviness of the Warlord, and those recovery cancel of Aramusha. Yeah.
There's a bit of Black Prior in there as well. Like
Oh, yeah,
able
for
to
sure.
like
There's
do stuff
100%
on
Black
functional
Prior,
territory. That's really good.
As
there
we
well.
were talking about.
Like if a new player picks it up, it's
But yeah, with
just
the
get
down
into your
stance being
chain, try
temporary,
to learn how
definitely
to
Aramusha
use
vibes.
those
It's
recovery
quick
cancels
too, Aramusha.
in group fights, and it should be good.
Nice.
It's great because it's the hero's not like it's simple to play, like it's easy to pick up, but it's really hard to master every little detail.
Yes.
That's really, really good.
Yes,
Exactly.
you
Your
can see that.
positioning, what attack
See
to
that.
use
Yeah.
when
That's
to
gonna be
defend.
fun.
Super great.
So with all of that too, like how do you, JC, how do you
This
feel
is going
like
to be
this
a
is
very
going to
fun
impact
hero
like
to
the
play.
overall meta, the big,
team
the
competition, right? So,
competitive, all that?
So one of the big things that we were keeping in mind while designing this hero is, as the game has been moving more towards big group fights, big wide trajectories, the meta has been super, super impacted by this. Why we've seen the rise of Magi, rise of like heroes like Jan Jung and stuff that have those big hits, those big hit boxes around them. So this hero was built to be a counter to this, right? So it's, if there is a Varangian guard on the opposing team, you have to be careful where you're going to be throwing your attacks, how you're going to be doing your stuff. Yes, it's not a super hard counter, but it still works really quite well there. So we're
like
really
this
expecting to
Varangian
be able to
guard,
see
man.
her more into
They
those
call him
compositions
Katla?
where
Katla?
you need to defeat opposing teams that
Chieftain's
are really
daughter?
using those group fight tools that we've been
Going
that we've
after
been building
Oathbreaker.
all over this
Maddox.
past year and a half. So it's really built around this. We had this in mind while we were building this hero, as well as when we were like buffing up group fights. So this is how I really, really feel like it's gonna go.
Well, in my opinion, the Varangian guard is definitely a hero to pick up. If you're new, if you're experienced, you know all of us experienced players are going to pick it up. But a lot of people don't have all the heroes. But if there's a hero you're going to pick up, this is a good one to pick up. It's a support hero, so it's not like when you have to just thrust yourself in a fight in a 4v4. You can kind of work your way into it, support your teammates. The feats will fit the play style, especially if you like support heroes. So I'm definitely going to be rocking this hero. Not sure how far I'm going to take it. I'm definitely going to probably take it to double digits, though. Definitely going to take them to double digits. But I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are. There's some great things that I like about this hero. And I can't wait, man. I just can't wait to get my hands on him. So that's all I got for this one. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.